Hey everybody, it's Bernie Elliott, the William Henry Harrison Popcorn Colonel. I'm coming to you somewhat live from the Scout Achievement Center here in beautiful Reading, Ohio. Wanted to take a moment to introduce myself. I've been involved with the popcorn program here at Danbury Council for a number of years. Kind of been a victim of my own success. Took over the popcorn program several years ago for Pack 44 when I had a couple scouts in there myself. Now I'm the popcorn colonel for Troop 44 as well. As my youngest son moved up into the troop, I graduated along with him and bridged up into the colonel role. Still coming to you from the council role, working with the council popcorn team and making sure we have a good sale, and wanted to share with you some of my excitement and my experience for the popcorn program. So here we go. So the first topic that we're going to talk about tonight is the theme. Those of you who are coming back or returning colonels know that for the last several years we've had a theme that kind of brings everybody together, kind of steers everybody down the right path, down the same path. And this year's theme is Popcorn Adventure 2020. And we're going to be looking for the tales of the golden popcorn chest. So everybody's focused on that gold, that big pot of gold at the end of the treasure map there. We're all going to be pursuing treasures and riches and points and online sales, and you'll be able to redeem for amazing gift cards, and it'll be just wonderful. So it's not just a crazy hat. There actually is a reason for me to be wearing this. Part of the reason why the committee decided on the Popcorn Adventure theme is because it provides units with a lot of flexibility. You can take adventure any which way you want, use it to your advantage, style it, make it your own, but it's a nice broad category, and it allows you to focus your unit the best way that you see fit to make for the most successful campaign. And to go along with the Golden Adventure popcorn chest, we've got a new themed patch, and this year it's really cool. It's a little bit simpler version. It's only the 3 sections of the patch. So this year we've got the left side is your participation patch. So you're going to get that green section there with the treasure chest. Lets everybody know that you participated, you sold at least one product through the sale, and congratulations. So way to go for you for that. The next section is on the right hand side, and you'll see you've got the little robotic dog there. His name is iScout, and he is your adventure online sidekick. So any scout that sells through the online program, which I think there's going to be a lot of online sales this year, you're going to earn that second portion of the patch. And finally, the bottom piece, Scuba, is your underwater Uber to adventure for scouts who reach the 800 point threshold. Now, what's a point? We're going to get into points a little bit later, but if you hit that bottom threshold, you're going to, and you have an online sale, you're definitely going to be participating, so you'll get all 3 sections of that patch. And one really cool thing about the patch this year is colonels, you don't have to submit anything for patches. All of your patches are going to automatically be ordered for you based on the information that you have entered and confirmed in the online Trails End app. So on to one of my absolute favorite parts of the whole presentation is to talk to you about the unit kickoff. Unit kickoffs are probably one of the most important, if not the most important, aspect of having a successful popcorn sale. I'm gonna move around a little bit because when I talk about unit kickoffs, I gotta get excited, and when I get excited, I have to move around. Those of you who have been part of this presentation in the past have probably either seen me give away or actually received one of my gifts. And if anybody here that's watching knows what those gifts are, you're probably going to see it on the slide. It's got legendary status. I'm the guy that gives away the spatulas. And a little bit of history on that is, when you're talking about popcorn and you're trying to get people excited, think about things that are kind of off the wall, that are going to be memorable, that are going to be exciting. And several years ago, I thought, when I'm talking to my kids, I'm trying to inspire them and get excited. I said, you could even give away a spatula, and a kid would get excited about a spatula. And sure enough, even over the years, we've had parents get excited about the spatulas. I remember being across the way over at the United Auto Workers Union Hall, I think it was last year. I had parents standing up and raising their hand, I want the spatula, I want the spatula. So one of the key parts is to keep your scouts engaged, keep your parents engaged, make it thrilling for the scout. there's all kinds of prizes. There's Amazon cards. We're gonna do rocket launchers, all kinds of things that you can use during your sale. Use the theme, integrate the theme. I'm sure there's a costume jewelry shop or even a party supply place that's giving away or selling for very cheap, like gold necklaces or that kind of thing. Make some buried treasure. Have your scout go on an adventure, go on a popcorn adventure to find those prizes. So there's nothing more exciting than seeing a kid's face light up or seeing a whole room full of kids' faces light up. Now it's probably going to be a screen if you decide to do it virtually, but when you start giving away prizes and you get kids excited about the popcorn sale, there's no better feeling. And know that money is well spent. Okay guys, it's prize time. You know I love giving away prizes. So here's our prize winner of the Amazon $10 Amazon gift card for tonight. It is William Henry Harrison, one of my very own, Troop 418. So William Henry Harrison, Troop 0418. You are the lucky winner of a $10 Amazon gift card. Congratulations. And in addition to keeping your scouts engaged and making sure everybody's having fun during your kickoff, you want to get your parents engaged, because really you're not just asking for the scouts to commit to the sale, you're asking for the parents to commit to the sale too. So in past years, one thing that I've done when I had my younger unit with my Cub Scouts is I would have a separate meeting for the Cubs and I would have a separate meeting for the parents, because the parent popcorn conversation is completely different than the scout conversation. But really, I would make a recommendation or suggest that you have as we get into kind of a virtual meeting, see if it's logistically possible for you to have a scout meeting on Zoom and then a parent meeting on Zoom at a later time or at a different time, so that you can shift gears and have those different toned conversations. If you're doing it in person, take the scouts out for an activity at wherever you're meeting and have some leaders, keep them entertained and busy while you're talking shop with your parents, because you've got to get the parents buy-in on the sale. One of the more important parts of the parent buy-in topic is talking about 6-hour sellers. When we talk about 6-hour sellers, we're talking about a scout that spends an average of 6 hours or more on the popcorn sale is going to generate a certain number of dollars. It's going to either cover their year, it's going to cover a big part of their expenses. We throw around this number of, a scout selling for an hour should be able to pull in somewhere between $75 and $125 in that range. So if a scout's selling 6 hours at $125, they're really close, if not all the way to that 800-point total, depending on how they record their sales. So if we can get at a minimum the parents and the scouts to commit to that 6-hour time frame, whether you're going to have a contract or you're just going to have the parents agree to it verbally, anybody that participates in the popcorn sale should be aware that there is a time commitment, but man, when you invest that time, you're going to get the rewards.
Okay, we're going to give Bernie just a little break here while we talk to two other local unit colonels, Lisa Ray from Pack 702 in Union, Kentucky, who sold over $60,000 in popcorn last year. And we're also going to hear from Chuck Hatch from Pack 1 in Marymount, Ohio, where they sold over $50,000 in popcorn last year. And they're just going to share with us some best practices with the group. So we'll start right there. Lisa and Chuck, can you just share a few thoughts on what has helped to make your unit so successful over the past couple of years?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Thanks for having me on tonight. First off, the biggest thing that I can say is just getting the kids excited and getting the parents involved in the process. So the biggest thing that we do is we make sure that we talk about what our pack needs on an individual level for the kids to sell in order to fund our entire year. And then we have several award levels within the pack itself. For example, we have the top seller club, same as what Danbury Council does, but our top seller club is for the scouts that sell the 1,200 or greater. They have no dues for the following year. So that's a huge motivator for parents to suddenly not have to come up with the yearly dues because their child participated. And then we also follow up with the 650 bonus club, same as Dan Deere Council. And so our program has a lot of extra added activities that we do, such as rock climbing, and those are usually pay for events. Scout Ski Day is another one. And when our scouts hit the 650 club, they automatically have the pack pay for their involvement in these extra activities. So again, that's another motivation for parents to be involved, because all of a sudden they see all these opportunities for their scout to participate, but at the same time, they don't have to continuously shell out extra money for those additional programs.
Chuck, what about you guys?
Okay, thanks, Ken. I guess the one thing to reflect on is that only 3 years ago, we were selling only about $10,000 of popcorn each year. And now but last year we ended up selling $52,000. And I have to admit, we never figured that was possible, but it really is. It just takes some forethought. Storefront, we ended up with probably close to $30,000 worth of sales per se. Organization is key, and the app helps tremendously. I have to tell you, the first year we did this without the app, and it became a bit of a struggle in terms of inventory, cash management. But with the app, you knew everything that you needed to know at all times live. We would average 4 storefronts each day of each weekend. So on Saturday, we'd have 4 storefronts, and on Sunday, we'd have 4 storefronts. But we try to compress the storefront sales so that we would have a good handle on our finished inventory from the storefront, because that was our beginning inventory then for door to door. We did sell about $10,000 worth of popcorn online, so it wasn't like it was a minor sale area. But most of our attention was focused on the storefronts.
Wow, great stuff there from both of you. So help to tell us just a little bit more about your kickoff, what that looks like, and how you get families engaged.
Our very first pack meeting is our popcorn kickoff. It is a huge event. With the way our facilities are set up, we're actually blessed to be able to take our parents into one room where we set up a projector and slideshow, and we actually go through, Class A uniform. We go through benefits of selling popcorn, how it helps the pack, how it helps the scout, and so on. And we break it down to the bare bones details. And meanwhile, while the parents are having time with some of the leaders, the scouts are out changing and rotating stations, and it just is a fun event for them. And we tie in the popcorn tasting, and we tie in popcorn oriented games, so that way it's a full hour of motivation and movement and energy for the kids to get excited to sell. A lot of it boils down to just really, really trying to connect with and talk to the parents. Last year, our per scout sales goal was $850. So we really had to break it down and make the numbers make sense to the parents. And it boiled down to, we had such a wide variety of storefront that each scout could participate into 3 different storefronts and basically average 6 hours of sales. And typically that equated to about $600 to $650 in popcorn sales by just doing storefronts.
Yeah, we've had unit kickoffs each year with most of the time we have a large percentage of the scouts participating in that. We would do awards that evening. We would set up kind of, I'll call it stations within within that kickoff, where in one station you would learn how to sell. So you'd go there and practice selling, how you sell things. The next one would be setting your goal. And so you would end up, you would have 4 stations with separate activities associated with each one. And each scout would then collect prizes if they went through all 4 stations. To get them engaged on a longer term selling side is that we would award intermediate prizes to scouts meeting certain goals. Like if you've made 7 sales by this point in time, then you would get some sort of a prize. Usually pretty simple prizes, nothing very complicated.
Good, good. So I heard a few commonalities there, and it sounds like actually both of you had some really good success with storefronts in the past, which I'm sure will carry forward in the future. But help to share a little bit about what adjustments you are looking to make for this year.
Obviously, the pandemic, COVID, it completely changes everything, which really completely changes up our entire approach. Obviously, Trails End is doing some amazing things to try to make the online sales as user-friendly, as financially responsible, I guess is a good word, as it can be. And with that happening, it makes the ability for our scouts to be able to do online sales just explode. Our unit kickoff this year is basically going to be virtual as opposed to in person. So we are going to really work with all of our parents on setting up that video profile, on setting up that backstory, on setting up that written goal, or getting the scouts involved on creating a list of who they want to send the emails out to with their popcorn website, so that way they can drive the online sales, because that is going to be the vast majority of where the sales come from this year. You know, door to door still has a very safe approach to it. I mean, you're knocking on the door, you're taking those few steps back, you're giving the space for somebody to answer the door. You know, the scouts are choosing to wear masks or not choosing to, depending on, you know, parental involvement on that one. But you can do it safely, maintaining that distance. The Trails End app itself, some of the things that they have come up with, instead of 8 clicks, I think it was, to get from the beginning of the sale to the end of the sale, it's now more user-friendly to where it's 4 clicks. So our scout can navigate much more efficiently on doing a sale. So there's a lot of neat features that are either in the works or are going to be completely available for our council to be able to use, which keeps that door-to-door safe. Direct to customer shipping is another one. So it really is amazing, some of the things that have happened between what Trails End is coming up with and what Dan Beard is working on.
So we're going to focus most of our time on wagon sales and online, and we're going to hopefully, you know, goose the online sales a bit from where we've done it in the past, and if we can stay stable on the door to door, then we'll be fine. I think some of the things that are part of the app that are going to be very helpful is the helping the distancing part, especially on a door to door situation. I think, you know, we're going to be able to adopt a process that our scouts will be able to drop an order sheet off at the parents that have bought before. We keep track of that, so we know who they are. So it's not that big a deal from being able to repeat that. But by doing that drop off, then the scout doesn't have to get into a face-to-face contact with whoever it is that he's trying to sell to, he or she is trying to sell to. And if they can at least engage in a virtual way with whoever it is that their customers are, we feel like that's going to end up being a winner for everybody involved. And the app helps in a number of ways. You know, you can actually keep everything touchless. You know, I think if I recall, the one area that's is the ability to be able to create a transaction without ever touching anybody's credit card or having a face-to-face discussion with a person. You can actually do that transaction via text. So there are some features that have been very thoughtfully built into the app this year that will allow us to be safe and not have to have that contact.
Wow, it sounds like you both have a great plan for this year. I know that Chuck mentioned to me that if you have any specific questions about storefronts, he'd be happy to answer them. Lisa, any final last thoughts before we wrap up?
I would just say this is going to be the most challenging year for any of us. And for all of us in a professional environment, we know that we can't stop working just because COVID is happening. And it's the same thing for our scouts, is this is actually life lessons. that they're coming away with. My son went from a tiger who couldn't, look anybody in the eye to now he's an arrow of light, and he would walk up and shake anybody's hand, direct eye contact, make a sales pitch, and just the power of self-confidence and the power of learning how to push through those boundaries in a positive way is such an amazing life skill that it is worth that little bit of extra time that you put in with your scout to sell popcorn.
Great points, Lisa. I just want to say thank you to both of you for taking some time tonight to help share some best practices with the group. And now we're actually going to turn it back over to Bernie.
So now it's time to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that's the prize program, the Dan Beard Council Prize Program. We want to make sure that everybody has a firm understanding of the Dan Beard Prize Program. This year we are going to be staying with the Amazon gift card program, but there are a few changes and I'll go into greater detail on that. But first, prize time, so I get to give away another prize, and I'm going to reach into my bucket, get one way down here at the bottom, and here we go. So this is, that's going to be Trailblazer Troop 0833. So Trailblazer Troop 833. Congratulations, you are the proud new owner of a $10 Amazon gift card. How you like them apples? Congratulations, Trailblazer 833. We're going to dive into prizes. I hope that in the past you guys have realized that the prize program has been modified for the better every year since I've been involved with the program, and last year was no exception. When we migrated to the Amazon gift cards, as a colonel, I can speak from experience, not having to compile all of those individual prize selections for each of my individual scouts. Now through the app, the prize program has become tremendously simplified. So as you go through the prize program, you're going to see that the Dan Beard Prize Program this year is actually, we have fewer bonus levels, but that's only because we built in more of the lower levels and made it easier for scouts to achieve higher and higher levels by reducing the amount between the levels that they had to earn. I would say sell, but they actually are earning points this year. We're going to give you the how to break down, convert dollars into points, and then your points are going to earn you the different prize levels. So we've moved to a point-based system this year. Especially for this year, we felt we could help incentivize your scouts and parents by doubling the points for online sales. So let me repeat that. That's double the points this year for online sales. So for every dollar that you sell online, you're going to get 2 points. All right, let's make that perfectly clear. And that's the highest point value you can earn. Online sales is king this year for obvious reasons. So your scouts will get 2 points for every dollar sold online, 1.5 points for every dollar that is purchased via a credit card. Okay, it's not ideal of online, but it's still low contact, that type of thing. The credit cards give us an opportunity to maintain social distancing in a lot of different ways. So 1.5 points for every dollar sold via credit card, and 1 point for every dollar sold in cash. We still love cash. It's still 1 for 1. So in other words, if you sold $1,000 in cash sales last year, you would have earned a $45 gift card. This year, some of that $1,000 in sales was online or processed via credit card. You could earn up to 2,000 points just for that $1,000 in sales, or an $80 gift card. So last year, $1,000 in sales was a $45 gift card. This year, $1,000 in sales could get you an $80 gift card, which is almost double what you could earn last year. But based on this new point program, you're earning that much faster. Your earnings and your prize levels are increasing that much faster. So really keep the online going. Share every week on social media. Put together some social media posts. Have your relatives share it. It's just wonderful. It'll spread like wildfire. People loved and want to support scouts, especially when it's that easy. Okay. So now, like last year, all of those sales are going to be logged or need to be logged through the Trails End system. So you're going to submit everything once you work through the app and work through the Trails End system. You're going to submit all that for approval, and once those sales are approved, you don't have to do any more prize selection. You're all set. It's automatically calculated out. The dollar amounts are registered under your scout for the totals that they've earned. and it's super fast, it's super easy, okay? In addition to that, the Dan Beard Council Prize Program has some extra incentives, the bonus levels. The bonus prizes are for 800 points. Now that's not dollars, that's 800 points. So that could be as low as $400 in online sales. Okay, you get $400 in online sales, you've earned 800 points. And for 800 points, you're gonna get bonus club level number 1, which is this cool Sky Ribbers rocket. And I'm gonna shoot one into the empty hall here at Dan Beard Council. And I'm gonna fling it, and there it goes. So for 800 points, you get the Sky Ribbers rocket. The next bonus level, and I really like this one because we got to take advantage of it last year, is the 1750 Club. So for 1,750 points, you're gonna additionally get this cool experience, and it's a VIP game experience. Now, details and specifics about this experience are gonna come later, but those of you who were involved with the event last year know that it was really cool. We got to go up to Dave & Buster's, all of the top performers for all of Dan Beard Council got to be there, and we got to bring our siblings and families, and we got to have pizza and hot dogs and sodas and everything for the scouts, and they got player cards, and they got to go up and play games for a few hours, and it was really a nice culmination of the campaign because it showed that Dan Beard really cared. The last club, and really this one is near and dear to my wallet because my son has earned the free resident camp bonus club for the last couple of years. But man, resident camp for a Boy Scout, that's like $400. And to get that for free, it's amazing. You know, in addition to all the other prizes and all the other incentives that he earned, you know, there's so much value wrapped up in that resident camp experience, whether you're a Cub Scout going to like a 3-day camp overnight, or you get to stay in you know, Mountain Man Village or at the castle or whatever. But you know, we did all those different experiences. But when we crossed over into the Boy Scout level and we started going to Camp Freelander for that free week of camp, I'm telling you what, it's hard to beat. If you earn 3,500 points, you get to go to free resident camp. If they don't want to go to camp, there's a secondary option at that prize level. You can opt for a $75 Amazon gift card. That pretty much does it for me and the prize program and all the wonderful things that I got to come in and talk to you about. I want you guys to know, I just take a minute every year. I let everybody know how much I appreciate the opportunity to be part of the Dan Beard Council popcorn team to lead. It's awesome to see my scout look to me and go, man, I really appreciate you being involved in that because I get so much reward from all sides on participating in this. So you should take pride in it too. Make it a part of who you are. Make it a part of your Scouts adventures. And good luck as you go after that golden treasure chest. I hope that 2020 is a very successful year for all of you. So take care. Thanks a lot.